Here's how much faith I put in the old vax, man. I started flying on Spirit Airlines again. I don't give a shit. Oh, you guys too good for Spirit out here? I'm sorry. You ever fly Spirit? Yes, thank you. A trash queen. Yes, I love that. What do you do for a living?
I'm a nurse.
A nurse? And you fly Spirit? We have to treat our nurses better. All right. How often do they ask for a medic on the plane on a Spirit? You're just like, I'm going to put my headphones in. A life on Spirit isn't worth living. No, I love Spirit. It's bad, but it's cheap, you know? You know what you'll never see on a Spirit flight is a guy wearing a suit, you know? If you see a guy on a Spirit flight wearing a suit, he's there to recruit people for Squid Game, you know? Even the pilot's not wearing a suit. He's wearing a wife beater. He's like, come on, man, we gotta go! He's like leaning against the plane. Get on the fucking plane! We gotta go! And I got a couple of stops I need to make. Could you fly the plane for a second if you needed to? I do love it. It's bad, but it's cheap. It's like Medicaid for the sky, you know? I flew on Spirit for $34 once. Isn't that crazy? 34? 34 is so cheap that even if it crashed, it's still kind of a good deal, you know? You couldn't even complain. As it's going down, you'd be like, yeah, what did I think was going to happen? It should crash. I'll hop out here. I got my money's worth. You know? Also, if a Spirit flight starts crashing, they don't pop down the oxygen masks. You gotta swipe a credit card first. It's crazy. I took a red-eye flight on Spirit, but they called it a pink eye. All right. That's just a good joke. Tell you what, man. I've been trying to cut back on booze a little bit this year. Trying to cut back a little bit because I get depressed when I'm hungover. Anybody get that? You ever get depressed when you're hungover? You get depressed when you're hungover? I can't imagine what that looks like. Like, man, sometimes it doesn't matter how big your TV is. It's still too small. No, I feel you, brother. No, I get depressed. It's not even interesting depression that I get. I don't get like actively suicidal or whatever, but I'll get passively suicidal. Passive suicidal is where you cross the street, you only look one way. Like, hey, the rest is up to God. I did my part. Or you're like, I'm not washing these blueberries. Let it ride. It's weird for me with depression because I'm from Indiana originally. I'm from, like, you know, we didn't have depression when I was growing up. That wasn't like a diagnosis anybody had, you know. But you felt it, so it was weird when you felt it. You didn't know what you were feeling, you know. You were like, man, why does it feel like the Colts are losing? They're not even playing right now. Like, that's Indiana depression. I don't know. People had it though. Like my youth pastor growing up. I went to Baptist church growing up. My youth pastor had depression. I know that because it would seep into his sermon sometimes. Like one time he came to church and he was all disheveled or whatever, and he was like, "Kids, God is good all the time. No matter what you're going through, God is still good. Like sometimes you're going to be driving down the highway and you're going to want to veer into oncoming traffic. And even then, God is good." And we were like, man, I hope the Colts win because this guy is fucked up. We are 12, dog. We cannot drive.